Okay, today I am going to teach you guys how to level up characters quickly, efficiently, without using a high upgraded character with a lot of myth gear and whatnot. I'm only level 72. I started doing this when I was like level 60. I don't have any good gear. Nothing is leveled. Like, I mean, yeah, this is a level because it's only 1-on-1. This is level 6 just because it was free. All my stats are pretty much in tower. If you don't have it in tower, I would recommend respecking to a tower build. It makes it a lot easier. I'm sure you can do it without, but just my preference. I'm sure you can also do this without using the squire or countess, but I've never tried another class for this because, to be honest, it's just so easy right now that there's no point in even trying. I mean, you see my best score is 286,000. I average about 283,000, I guess, plus or minus 1,000. It really is a consistent score as long as you don't screw up anything. Even if you do screw up, it's usually no less than 250,000. And best time, yeah, 5:30. That's just the wave time. Total time is 8 minutes and 30 seconds is about my average, plus or minus 15-20 seconds. It's right, usually right exactly at 8 minutes and 30 seconds, because yeah. So I guess I'll go ahead and load this thing up. So first I'm just gonna go down here, and I mean, you guys can follow along. Oops. And we're just placing cannons right in front of every door, pretty much, just one for the first wave. I would suggest doing it for this one. I would suggest doing it in front of this hole in the wall, and I'll tell you guys why later, if I remember, anyways. If not, you guys can just assume why. So come get that, and come up here. Why am I keep doing that? So we're only putting one for the first wave, but we are going to double up, if not more than double up, on every single thing, every single cannonball. So you want to leave room. See how this is on the left. There's room. So then we go up to the roof. This only spawns in the first wave, and we're gonna put a bouncer right up here, and you can see how there's a drop off. See how this is higher than this. For some reason it makes a difference. If you're up here, even though the wyverns are usually higher than the bouncer is, they somehow get caught underneath the bouncer, in between the roof and the bouncer, and the bouncer cannot hit it for some reason. So I put it down here. Ever since I've started doing that, I haven't had any problems. And you want to put it on the right side of the little steeple, little tower, right next to it, right underneath of us. Yeah, that's where the wyverns seem to go. They come from over here and over there, but they come pretty much right here. See, the right side of it. Well, the right side over here. You understand? You just put it where I put it, and you'll be fine. Enough talking. Yeah, and one more here, and then we'll start the wave. See, I only have 60 mana right now, and there are 2 wyverns. There should be 2 wyverns coming. Okay, well, it says 1, but I'm almost positive. I guess one of the wyverns over on the left is coming over here, but there are 2 wyverns over here in this first wave that come, and so you will need a harpoon right here. And so what I usually do is put it right here on the block, or just around here somewhere, and you put it at pretty much a 45-degree angle, pretty much aiming right at that thing. And I usually put another one right here just for safety. So anyways, we'll start the wave, and you want to collect about 200 mana right here if you can. Usually it only takes a few seconds. Once these two big guys are done, it's pretty much enough. Yeah, so I've got 300 mana, and so I'm going to use it right here in the middle of the wave before this wyvern comes. You see the tail flapping right at the very edge. Yeah, there he is right there. And put another one here. See, he is shooting. See, there are two wyverns right there. I knew there were. So now you have two harpoons right here. The second one's just for safety. You really won't need it, but just for safety. So now you go collect all the goodies. You don't really need those two up there. Okay, so now we're doubling up defenses for the most part, anyways. Some things we're not doubling up. One thing I'm not doubling up, anyways. Okay, this is the thing I'm not doubling up. This thing is fine. It should last the entire mission. When I say should, it will last. It will not die. Most I've ever got is out of 7,000. It's gone down to like 6,000. It's fine, and it'll take care of however many wyverns come at it at a single time. It'll knock them all out. Okay, and we'll put that there. And these are fine. Those two. Come down, collect these. Now, I told you guys to gather like 200 mana. Part of it was because you needed to put the harpoons up in the middle of that wave, and you needed some more mana. Another reason is if you didn't gather about 200, then you wouldn't be able to maximize all your defense units in this wave. And for every wave that you have max defense units, you get a 9,000. Well, 8,800 experience bonus for the wave. So I mean, you might as well do it when you're trying to level up. It's just a quick way of doing it. And one thing, if you guys are really like into finish things fast, which I started out doing, what I did was before I even started building these two towers right here, I just went ahead and started the round, and then I finished these guys up in between the round before the wave was over. Before the wave was over, these guys were already up and had full max defense units in place. But apparently that doesn't add to your bonus. You need to have them all set up like it is now, 110 out of 110 before the wave even starts. If you wanna get the XP bonus for that wave. And if you're swapping heroes, then it really doesn't. I mean, then you need to have them done anyways. So I guess I'll level her up. She's got her witch costume on, and yeah, I'm done. So right now we can pretty much just go AFK, but I'm not going to because I'm broadcasting, and I want to show you guys what to do. So yeah, I guess I should have showed you how everything's operating. I mean, yeah, these guys are taking care of things, and nothing's getting by these. They're sufficient for the entire mission. We don't need to upgrade anything. And this is how... See, they are higher than this, but for some reason, it just works out if they're like that. So, I'll show you guys how these things work in this wave. So, we're done with this. And don't waste time leveling up. Just go ahead and start the... Or, I mean, you could. You're not really wasting time. A few seconds, I guess. So these guys are getting done, and you see, excuse me, you see 5 bowling balls coming at a time down here. There's nothing getting by it, and oh, these guys are coming. I guess I should go get the chest. This is usually what I do. I usually go get the chests. I mean, it doesn't usually contain much. It might have a godly item in it, might not. But godly items are about 40,000, which for most people is not a lot of money. But if you're doing it 50 times, which is how many times I've done this mission, about 50 times, opening all these chests makes a difference. I usually average about 300,000 mana per mission, sometimes more, up to like 500,000, depending on how many items I get. But yeah. So yeah, these guys are taken care. Yeah. So, a lot of people think, well, I've heard people say, not a lot of people, but I've heard people say that, maxing defense units is pointless. It really doesn't matter. But I mean, it doesn't really require you to add that much more to your build in order to maximize defense units. All you needed was 2 extra here. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that. And 3 over there, but you don't really need 5 here. You only need 3. 3 is definitely more than sufficient to kill everything. But I like putting 5 here because, well, it looks cool seeing having 5 rather than 3. And if you're gonna maximize defense units, you might as well put them in some place that they actually are effective rather than this guy. This guy's just placed here doing nothing. Same for that bouncer. This thing is actually has a purpose. It is to kill any wyverns that escape from here, which never happens. An ogre has arrived. Let's see how he's doing. And I missed him. He's already dead. So yeah, arrived and denied. Basically, did not last more than 5 seconds. So yeah, I mean, 5 cannonballs up there is it's going to take care of an ogre really fast. On the last wave, I guess I'll get to it on the last wave. I'll tell you about it. Places that you don't want to be. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. On the defense units, maximizing defense units, that's 8,800 each wave that you have it set up. So if I usually get 4 waves out of it. So 4 times 8,800 is right about 35,000. So I mean, 35,000 might not seem like a lot, but 35,000 times 50 times, if you're doing 50 missions like I've done it, it really adds up. So I mean, you might as well do it because there's not much more. So we'll start this. As to where you should stand, I mean, like, I'm a level 1, but even level 70, I usually stand up here because you're out of the way of everything. And plus, it's a really good vantage point. You can see everything. Nothing can hit you. I used to stand right here or up here, but occasionally I've had a ninja come and attack me. It'll jump right over these guys and hit me. A ninja, a dark elf warrior, sorry, my bad. And when I say occasionally, I mean literally it was only once out of like 50 missions, but still. You don't want to stand back here in the last like 3 or 4 waves because there's ogres that come and they shoot their poisonous blobs of whatever, and when it hits the towers, it'll splash and hit you if you're close. Oh yeah, this is what I was. Oh crap. Well, that was exactly why you shouldn't stand up there. There was a freaking dark elf warrior that came and jumped over the cannonballs. So that makes 2 times it's happened. Anyways, we didn't get to see it exactly, but on the last wave, there's an ogre that comes out, and like 8 to 10 healers, dark elf priests or dark elf mages, whatever they're called, come right behind it, and the ogre takes up a lot of space. So the bowling balls might not be able to get around the ogre to hit the healers, and so the whole time you're hitting the ogre, the healers are just healing him, and so he'll come up right to the cannonballs before he actually dies. Bowling balls, cannons, bowling ball cannons. He'll come up right to him before he actually dies, and so if you had 3 there, he'd probably start hitting these things. He wouldn't destroy it because I mean these things have 7,000 HP. He'd hit it a couple times before he dies. But just, I mean, you're maximizing defense units, so might as well put it there. And so, yeah. And I gotta get this last chest. And another thing, when I'm coming down here, after getting that chest and passing right under here, the bouncer is right here. And a lot of times the wyverns will be attacking it, and they use their fireballs to attack it, and the fireballs will either pass right through it or right over it, and it'll come down the incline and just nail me right in the head. It'll dome me, and I mean it won't kill me or anything like what just happened there, but it'll take away your 1.2 1.3 bonus, times bonus, at the end of each level. I mean, end of each wave, I might have already said this, and if I haven't said it, you most likely know it, but you get a times 1.3 bonus if you're not injured, which I obviously was injured over here a second ago. Or you also get a 1.3 bonus if your core is not injured, which it wasn't injured at all. Usually that never happens. Maybe 1 out of 20 waves, 1 out of 20 missions I might get hurt. Usually it's from my own fault by running up inside of these things to collect something, or I might actually fall off the edge or something, but it happens occasionally. I think that's about it. You can see my score down there, 260,000, and that was without the times 1.3 bonus at the end, which, I mean, it hurts. It was 25,000 experience lost just because I was sitting up there. Usually, here, I'll go to my... Yeah, I mean, we already see. I 286. I averaged 284,000. And, oh my goodness, that took me 12 minutes to do. It usually only takes me 8.5 minutes. Usually, I mean, all the time, it only takes me 8.5 minutes to do it, plus or minus 10 seconds or so. And if you're doing it 8.5 minutes, then that's about 7 times an hour that you can do it. And 7 times an hour times 285,000 experience, give or take a few, is... It's just under 2 million experience. So if you're averaging 2 million experience an hour, then level 70, I think, is 3 million experience. So from 1 to 70. So if you're averaging 2 million an hour, then you can get it in an hour and a half. You'll get level 70. If you're swapping characters like I am, then you might have to do an extra mission, or if you screw up a whole bunch of times, you might have to add an extra mission, but generally it'll only take you an hour and a half to do it. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there are other things that I forgot to tell you guys that were somewhat important. Oh yeah, I remember saying this, mentioning it earlier. I mentioned that you should put the cannons in front of this hole in the wall. The reason was because you're putting 3 here and you're putting 1 up on the wall. And if you do it here, the bowling ball will just bounce off this thing and it'll go right off the edge, or it'll go behind the towers right here, so it won't get around it. So you're basically only having 4 towers. That's just my own personal preference. I mean, I guess you can put it back here if you want. You can put them pretty much anywhere and it'll be effective. You can put it back here if you really wanted to. Yeah, that's about it. So, I hope you guys try this. It's really, really effective if you have no gear or just want something easy to do, because it really doesn't involve much work to do this. And, I mean, it's a pretty good way to get to 70, or 74 if you really wanted to. You won't get mythical gear doing it, unless you bump it up to insane, but yeah, I'd still recommend it. So oh yeah, you know what, I forgot to tell you guys. I'm gonna do this real quick, and I guess you guys can see how many levels I got just in the first one. Just a little FYI, I guess. It really doesn't matter where I put it, although I am a huntress, I probably would put it in damage. So I am 25. So, I mean, 25 levels in one go. That's pretty good. So, alright, now you guys go off and try it yourself.